Hello everyone. I'll do a real quick check-in. It's gonna be quick because I'm getting ready to go to Big Mama's funeral, and I think what I want to share is, and I'm gonna close this so you can see me a little better. First of all, thank you again for accepting me. I get the nicest comments from people, as well as people sending me personal messages. I don't always read the messages on YouTube. Some people go so far as to send me messages on Messenger and in email. Very nice messages. Thank you, folks. I will continue to share my thoughts as I feel it. This morning I'm about to go to the funeral for my cousin, Big Mama. You know, it has been on my mind a lot. And the main reason is, I don't know that I can say what the main reason is, but what it has me really realizing is the truth of mortality and how you just don't know when. And myself, my brothers and sisters, we're all getting to that age now where we don't want to think about, you know, who could go when, but that's reality. With that in mind, I've been more outspoken, not in a negative way, but just realizing that I may as well speak my mind, because all anyone else is doing is speaking their mind. And there's no harm in speaking your mind, especially if you're not intending to try to hurt others, but just to be heard. Yeah, and I want to be heard. I have thoughts, and I just my perspective. I want to share it. One of the main reasons is because I see so much autopilot. I know that mostly I talk about music here, but I may not today. Okay. In going about activities in the public, with friends, interacting with people I don't know, there's just still so much autopilot and assumption going on, when Western life is actually, from my perspective, in crisis mode. And yet the general response is either no response, or let's make jokes about it, or let's look at cat pictures, or just utter denial. And I don't know, it just seems to be part of my nature to say, well, I think this is something that could be addressed. I mean, there's a lot of things that I don't address, far from perfect, things like aspects of my personal health that, like I've never taken good care of my teeth. Some people could say, well, you can't talk about that when you don't even take care of that. But that doesn't count, because that's human nature. We're inconsistent, and we'll be good in some areas and not good in others. So I know that my perspective is valid and can be useful. I was talking to Tim Guthrie the other day, the guy that designed my Flyover album cover. He's a good friend. And he noticed that I've been bitching about jokes online more lately, and wondered if something had happened. And he's one of those people who's always telling jokes, trying to diffuse tension. And I told him, no, nothing's happened, Tim. I'm just really tired of the adolescent, immature response to stress that I'm seeing from the majority of adults, which is to go into denial mode and tell stupid jokes rather than try to hunker down and take a closer look at what it is and see if there's something we can do. That's where I'm at. Because joking and denial, doesn't go away. It just exacerbates, it festers, it gets worse, I know this looking at things like my health, my teeth, Easy for me to forget, even though I see myself now making the video, but for years I just, neglected them, But at the same time, personal inconsistencies do not negate my opinion or my right or need to express my opinion in those thoughts. They're valid. They are valid thoughts. They are. So I'm getting ready to go to the funeral. I'm going to go pick up my brother, and we're going to go together. Then I have my music show, Roots of Electric Jazz, today on the radio, 2 to 4, Mind and Soul 101.3. Last few days, I haven't listened to a lot of music. Been kind of plugged into social networking the last few days. With Martin Luther King's anniversary, I spoke strongly about that yesterday. How America killed him, murdered him. It was very obvious to me, and still obvious. You know, it's like the murder of good people like Martin Luther King and any other good person that tried to do something. They were eliminated so that we could end up with the asshole that we have now for President Trump. I have no tolerance or patience for people who are making excuses for that travesty of a human being who is not representative of the needs of the nation. All he's trying to do is run things like a business. Don't make excuses for that fool. And don't get mad at me because I don't like what he does. I don't like what he does. It's not about attacking him personally. See, that's the difference between a dumbass and me. I'm not attacking him personally. I'm talking about what he does and the cumulative effect of that mindset, that greedy ass 1% mindset. Oh, we'll get ours and the rest of you, it'll trickle down to you. No, it never does. It never does. So, like I said, getting ready to go to Big Mama's restaurant and just realizing, you know, at some point it'll be my turn. So say what you got to say while you have it to say it, and be unconcerned with. See, I just see so clearly that we all see. Tell me if you understand this, because I think some really stupid people don't understand this. A lot of people just assume that what you're seeing, what I'm seeing, this world is what everyone is seeing, when science has already shown unequivocally that it's a projection of the inner, okay? So this idea that there is outside of the body some sort of reality that we're all supposed to see the same way is not real. It's manufactured up here. If there's no observer, is there something to be observed? If a tree falls in the forest and no one hears it, did the tree fall? The point I'm saying is the reality that each of us operates on is the one in our heads. And I see that clearly, so I'm not allowing anyone else's mindset to tell me what I see, because I see clearly all they're telling me is their experience. They don't know, they're not in any greater position than I am to be telling anyone else what reality is. All any of us has is his perception. No one walking this planet knows. And anyone that tries to tell you otherwise is just, it's full of shit. So I'm going to speak my mind as I feel it. It's going to be me and share when I feel like sharing, what I feel like sharing. Have a good day, y'all. I'll talk to you soon, hopefully.